Alright, real quick, you guys, just so you guys know, this is real life stuff. So we just having some issues in the atmospheric realm. What's going on with canon?
Right.
So we rebuke this canon spirit in Jesus' name. No, for real. Since I already prayed and everything, but as you were saying, just something you wanted to add to Bro Lou about the women having to take the seat when the man is leading.
Yeah. So if the situation is where the father is giving my husband an instruction to pick up and leave, something that was on my heart to pray was like, Lord, don't ever allow me to be in a position where I'm going in opposition to what you're giving my husband.
Right.
Or becoming like a hindrance or a weight because of my anxiety or my fear about the situation. But something that I'm learning is if I'm not sure of it, I can go to the Father myself to get the peace that I need to be secure in what my instruction my husband is giving. And to trust again that because my husband is spirit-led, ladies, which is a very important spirit-led husband.
Yes, number one.
Or you even get to the marriage, you need to know that he's spirit-led.
Yeah.
So if you don't know that already, you need to take your time to know that.
Yeah.
But having a spirit-led husband can bring the security to know that if you go to the Father, he's going to give you the same thing that he gave your husband. So if you need peace about something, go to the Lord to get that peace so that you don't become a hindrance opposing what God's saying or delaying what God's saying. But don't deny that you might be feeling anxiety, but just surrender it to the Lord.
Address that thing. I feel the Holy Spirit.
And be able to stay linked and united in unity with your husband and ultimately with the Father.
Yeah.
And then my question to the guys was, what is advice you would give to other men for when God may give certain insight to the woman first?
Well, so I like to.
I got conclusions.
Yeah.
Eat that up.
So I want to encourage y'all fellas. If your woman, in prayer and she gets something from the Lord and she comes to you about it, you definitely want to be in the Father's face about it. You want to make sure, because you don't want to say, nah, you're not hearing, or you don't want to just exclude her out because she's important. She also plays a role in your home, but you, at the end of the day, you have to make the decision as a man. So just in order to make that decision, you have to hear from God, y'all. And in order to hear from God, you have to make sure that what God says is coming from His Word. It's not your thoughts. It's not what you add up or want. Because a lot of times it may sound good, but it's not always from God. And you will know that if it's aligned with His Word. So I'll encourage y'all, get in His face, and then you will have a peace about it. Like, it will confirm. You'll be like, you know what, either I was thinking about that earlier, or you've been reading on something that related to what she's been talking about. But at the end of the day, God is going to give you the peace about it to move forward on what, what's been said from the Father.
So you basically are saying that it takes humility, right?
Yeah.
As the head.
That's why you tell me. And I got Proverbs say, don't despise the wisdom of your woman.
There you go.
And then there's also in Solomon 2, chapter 8. He's talking about the wisdom, that the reason why he loved the woman, because she had the wisdom she loved, and he loved the wisdom at the time. So check out those scriptures too. Now help you out with that. I got that like as a man was speaking.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go into the question 7. We finally here.
Yeah.
Alright, so question 7 is, what are the positives in following God in this process? Go first.
Okay. Yeah, no, 5 minutes. Oh. Okay. So, say that one more time. Sorry. Say that one more time.
What are the positives in following God in this process?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of positives, but I want to share my testimony real quick, y'all. Moving from LA to Las Vegas, me being disobedient at the time, when I finally made the transition, the Father will bless you to have more than enough. He will allow you to walk in the blessing that He has prepared just for you.
Right.
And it's going to be more than enough. And I'll encourage y'all, when you obey what God is saying, trust me, He will never leave you lacking. And He's going to allow you to not experience the lack you will be experiencing, or things will start drying up for you, and you don't want that. But when you be obedient to what the Father's saying, He will bless you. He's going to bless your walk. He's going to have favor with, you're going to end up favor with men. You're going to have favor with God. You're going to just experience a buttload of favor. Like that. Because that's just from my experience. And I know if men out there right now, you probably have already, or if you haven't, but just know that the Father will bless you. He will bless your feet, man. Wherever your feet walk, He will bless it, because He's going ahead of you, and He's making a path for you. And you will be blessed to be a blessing. You will be blessed to be a blessing when you do that. So know that provision is available. Whatever you need, God will give you wisdom on your transition. You're never, peace. He'll make sure you have everything you need to make that transition. So I encourage y'all, man, just know that the Father will never leave you lacking when you make that obedient move. All right.
And I have something to add to that, to bring reality to that testimony, or to bring reality to that principle of knowing that God goes before. When we first moved out here, our intention was to start from like a studio apartment and work our way up to more. And my husband tried applying for, I think it was a 1-bedroom, and was not approved for a 1-bedroom.
Not approved. And a studio.
We have been in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for a whole year that has been covered in terms of financially, even though there's been changes in our job situations, and we still made sure that we had enough to cover for bills. And when we first got married, there was nothing we were lacking. So there was a place for me as a woman coming into a new relationship with her husband where it was already establishing security. So the Lord made sure that He set that tone for us, so that anything else we faced along the way, we already knew He was going to take care of it. So just the reality of trusting His guidance. And if He's closing one door, the other door is better than that last one.
Yes, it is. And I can honestly say, from where I was, what our plan was, again, when you have your own plans, your own thoughts, your own, own will, you would say, God is just, He gonna look at that and just throw that out, because He has so much better for you. His ways are higher.
Like, I know what you really
It's like, so just know, y'all, when y'all make that move as men, y'all have to be obedient, because the Father will bless you when you do. And your home.
I got Jonah, scripture references. Jonah. You got the book of Moses from Exodus, Numbers, and the young prophet in Kings. So it is those are great things to piggyback on and eat on. So do y'all have any final
I'm trying to close out real quick. If y'all don't have anything. Something that came to mind was, even when you accumulate things, 'cause I know with us, for example, God has blessed us to accumulate certain things, but in the season that He's saying, like, let it go and move or whatever, just remember, like, it's not attached to your identity in Him. It's really literally about what His purpose and His will is. Like, He already know what's destined for you and what's ahead of you. So kind of like you said, if one door is closed, surely the next door is greater. Like, He's taking you into greater. His plans for us is to prosper us and to bless us, not to strip us away from everything to make us feel some type of way, like it's beyond us. Like everything He's called us to is beyond us. It have actually really nothing to do with us. Even though He allow us to have certain desires and stuff, it's really about His purpose. He only do according to His will. And so
all His anyway.
It's all His. Everything is all His. So even, let's say, for example, when we do get blessed with a house, like, we have to not be so attached to those things that when He said, okay, give this away to this person, hold on one second.
We gotta make sure.
Oh, it's actually still recording.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you good.
But you know, like if he's saying, okay, I want you to give that away. Like my mindset is already, Father, with what you're blessing us with.
Yeah.
Even if you give me the ability to furnish it how I want it to be, you know, all this. If you say give it away as is, that I'm detached from it. Like I know that, like this is literally this is all yours, and you know what you're doing and why you're doing that. You know, so just try not to make it. Attaching it to your identity. It's not. It has nothing to do with who you are and who God created you to be outside of destiny and purpose. Yeah.
I'm sorry because you said I was supposed to be closing with that.
No, because these are closing statements.
Yeah.
Because I literally had that train of thought when I was putting away our gifts that we got for our wedding, and I was putting up the dishes. And I was looking at how nice they were. And I these are the color I like. These are like the specific dishes I like. So all my like that part of my heart that felt deprived all my life. And just now finally getting to enjoy like the things that I really like. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, Lord, let my heart be ready. If you should call upon me to give this stuff away, to be a blessing the same way you loaded us with these blessings, if you desire for me to give this away, let my heart be ready to give you a wholehearted and willing yes. Because
that's tough.
And same thing with this house, with this apartment. Every morning when I wake up, I'm like, we are literally living in your provision, and we're living in something we didn't even know we could qualify for early. So with that being the case,